Yes, students, we are going to start with the poem My Mother at 66 by Kamla Das. Okay. As you have already read this poem, I'm going to give you the sum up of the poem with the theme, and then we'll discuss some of the questions, or if you have any queries or any problem, you can ask. Okay. In this poem, as we have seen, that the poem comments on the affection of a daughter for her aged mother, and they cannot afford to live together for long. As you know that in our society, uh, the daughter gets married and then they have to live separately. The poetess and her mother are going in a car, as we are shown in this poem, and the poetess is going to catch a plane. Her mother accompanies her to the airport to see her off. She is old and weak. She looks pale like a dead body. The poetess looks out of the car, the trees racing backwards, and the happy children running out of their houses stand for life. बट हर मदर इज नियरिंग हर एंड, कि जब वो बाहर देखती है तो उसको जो ट्रीज भागते हुए नजर आते हैं या बच्चे अपने घरों से बाहर भागते हुए खेलते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं, she feels that they are the symbol of life, vitality, energy, whereas the mother who was sitting beside her, that was the symbol of weakness, because she was nearing towards her end. The poetess doubts if she will be able to see her mother again, and the poetess is sad, but she tries to cheer up the old mother by saying and by promising to see her again. So, this is the explanation, or you can say the summary of the poem in simple. But if we go for the rhyme scheme of the poem does not have a regular rhyme scheme. It is written in free verse. You must note down these points if you have not noted it, because the poem is given to you in one sentence only. The whole poem is a one sentence. If you look in between, there is no full stop. It is only at the end of the poem. In between, it is separated with the commas. No full stop is there. So the whole poem is given to you in one sentence. So the poet is using here free verse. Then, if we talk about the theme of the poem is based upon the natural phenomena of aging. Aging, you understand? Ki growing age. All creatures grow older with the passage of time, and the old age brings with it the signs of decay. जैसे जैसे creatures बढ़ते हैं, human beings बढ़ते हैं, या जो भी दुनिया में आया है उसकी एज बढ़ती है, तो धीरे धीरे वो ओल्ड एज में पहुंच जाता है, और उसके बाद साइंस ऑफ डिके मीन्स डिस्ट्रक्शन और वीकनेस के साइन जो है वो नजर आने शुरू हो जाते हैं. द पोइटस very well understands this fact, but she feels pain to see her aging mother. समझती है वो भी इस फैक्ट को, लेकिन जैसे जो अपनी मदर को देखती है कि बहुत ज्यादा वो वीक होती जा रही है और एज्ड होती जा रही है, शी फील्स पेन्ड. शी knows that old age is followed by death, and she feels disturbed to think that her mother too will die soon. We find her pain and agony at the very thought of being separated from her mother, and the poem is written in contemplative and, you can say, melancholic refrain. Contemplative means thinking mood, and melancholic means in sad tone. She is very sad to think about this, that her mother will die soon. Now, according to this poem, if we go for the poetic devices or literary devices used in this poem, note down in your poem if you have not marked already. There are similes used. Her face ashen like that of a corpse. When we use as or like to compare something, these are the similes. Her face ashen like that of a corpse, कि उसका फेस जो है ऐसे ग्रे कलर का, ऐश के कलर का था, जैसे कि कोई डेड बॉडी हो. Vein pale as a late winter's moon. Then second simile used in the poem is vein pale as a late winter's moon. Why it is compared with the late winter's moon? In the late winter's moon, the moon also loses its brightness and color. In the same way, the mother is also in her ending days, and she has also lost her beauty and brightness of her face. That's why it is compared to the late winter's moon, wan pale. The mother is weak and pale, just like the late winter's moon. Then personification is there. Trees sprinting. Trees go sprinting, भागते हुए दिखाया गया है, just like the human beings. This is the personification used. Then metaphor is used with merry children spilling. Merry children spilling. The children are running out of their houses, showing their vigor, strength, and vitality. That refers to the young age, and it is compared with the old age of the mother. Then the contrasts are used here. Again, the same phrases, image of happy children outside, contrast with the old mother inside, because the children outside, they refer to the young age and the vitality, energy, and the strength, whereas the mother inside, that refers to the old age and the weakness. Then repetition is there. Another poetic device used here is repetition. Smile and smile and smile. Repetition is there to put emphasis on the point, because it was a fake smile. It was not the real smile that the daughter was having. Then again, we can say the symbols are used. These words which we have already discussed as the metaphors, they can be symbols also. Trees sprinting, that shows the action in life, that life is full of activities. Marry children, that refers to symbol of youth, vigor, vitality, life, and growth. Winter's moon, symbolic of decay, destruction, ending. If we use it with like, then it becomes a simile. Her vein pale as a late winter's moon, it becomes a simile. लेकिन अगर हम सिर्फ इतना लेते हैं winter's moon, तो it is symbol. So it is symbolic of decay. Then alliteration is used. My mother beside me. Sound of M is repeated here. My mother beside me. Alliteration is used here in these lines. Clear? So in this poem, you have seen that the aging process, which is a natural process, that has been shown, and what comes with that is the result of the old age, and with that, person loses its vigor and strength that is given to us. Now if we discuss some of the questions, unmute yourself and answer questions one by one. What is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels? Yes, Divyanshi.
Ma'am, poet is quite sad, and poetess feels that she lose her mother one day, and because she experiences loss of vigor and vitality on her mother's face, and she also feels that her mother is in inescapable clutches of old age, and soon she'll die.
Yes, the poetess sees the pale and corpse like face of her mother. Her old familiar pain ache returns. Familiar ache इसको कहा गया है because she has felt the same pain in her childhood, thinking that she would be separated from her mother, or she would also reach to the same age. That gives her familiar ache, which she had already suffered in her childhood. Perhaps she has entertained this fear since her childhood. Time or aging spares none. So they have not spared her mother and may not spare her too also. She understands this thing कि टाइम और जो स्पेस है, कि किसी चीज को, एज जो है वो किसी चीज को भी स्पेयर नहीं करती. अगर उसकी मदर अब ओल्ड एज में आई है, तो वो भी कल को ओल्ड एज में चले जाएगी. अगर उसकी मदर सेपरेट हुई अपनी मदर से, तो वो भी अपनी मदर से सेपरेट होगी. दैट मीन्स सेम टाइप ऑफ फीलिंग्स शी ऑल्सो फील्स, and they have not spared her mother and may not spare her too also. With aging, separation and death become unavoidable. We can't avoid these things. It is natural process. Yeah. Next question. Gurleen Kaur, please unmute yourself, beta. Don't waste time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your question is, why are the young trees described as sprinting?
The young trees are described as sprinting as they signifies the enthusiasm and the cheerful life among the nature.
It is our common experience that whenever we travel by a fast running vehicle, the standing objects appear to be running fast. आप लोगों ने ये साइंस में भी पढ़ा होगा. इसका रीजन क्या है कि जब आप किसी भी व्हीकल में चल रहे होते हो, फास्ट मूविंग व्हीकल में, तो हमें जो ट्रीज बाहर हैं, जो स्टैंडिंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स जितनी भी नजर होती हैं, वो हमें ऐसे लग रहा होता है वो भी तेजी से भाग रही हैं. The appearance of their fast racing is described as sprinting here. Understand the meaning of this word sprinting here. That fast racing of those still objects is described as sprinting. And they provide a strike contrast to the passive old lady sitting inside the car and the fast running trees, which are still objects outside in the nature. Here, that is given in the contrast. Then next question, Harleen Kaur. Yes, why has the poet brought in the image of the married children spilling out of their homes?
The poet has brought in the image of the married children spilling out of their homes because if he wants to compare the inactive and sad life of her old mother with the active and happy life of the children playing outside, which, as a, which symbolizes the vigor and vitality of the youth.
Yes, good. The contrast here given enhances the poetic effect also. And the poetess mother, who is sitting beside her, is dozing. Her ashen face looks lifeless and pale like a corpse, whereas she is an image of aging, decay, and passivity. And on the other hand, the children are gay, happy, cheerful. They are moving out of their homes in large numbers. And here it is an image of happiness and spontaneous overflow of life, the running of life or the moving of the life, activity full of vigor and energy in life, these children. Whereas the mother is shown as a symbol of decaying and passivity. Next question. Ishita,
Yes, ma'am.
why has the mother been compared to the late winter's moon? Why has the mother been compared to the late winter's moon? Ishita, beta, unmute yourself.
The mother has compared with the late winter moon because she has lost the shine and strength at the 66 age.
Yes. तो मून के साथ इसको क्या कंपेयर क्यों किया गया? लेट विंटर्स मून के साथ क्यों कंपेयर किया? मून की भी क्वालिटीज बताओ ना, उस वे में कैसी हैं? How she is similar to that moon?
Because she is compared with the late winter moon as the moon is shining at the night. Similarly, the mother earlier was shining.
अर्लियर का नहीं बताना बेटा, अपने इस टाइम की उसकी एज के साथ मून का क्या कंपैरिजन दिया गया? लेट विंटर्स मून बताया गया, not in general about the moon. This is a simile used here, and it is very apt simile that is compared with the mother. The poetess mother is at 66. She has shrunk to an ashen face resembling to a corpse. She has lost her shine and strength of her youth. Similarly, the late winter moon looks hazy, obscure, lacking shine and strength. कि जैसे लेट विंटर्स में जो मून होता है उसकी ब्राइटनेस जो है वो खत्म हो जाती है. ठीक है, तो इन द सेम वे द मदर इज ऑल्सो नॉट हैविंग दैट शाइन एंड ब्राइटनेस ऑफ द यंग एज नाउ. So she is compared to the late winters moon. The comparison is quite natural and appropriate given here. Clear? Next, Navjot Kaur. Navjot Kaur, please unmute yourself. The question is, what do the parting words of the poet and her smile signify?
Parting means the poet was leaving her mother beside on the airport and going back to her work. The parting word here means the parting of her mother from her. The smile signifies that she is gonna miss her, and also that will she ever be able to meet her mother again or not.
Yes, the old familiar ache or the fear of the childhood returns. It provides a stark contrast to the parting words of assurance and her smiles. The parting words, see you soon, Amma. These are the words which she has given. Give an assurance of life to an old and weak lady. The mother's ashen face looks like a corpse. And similarly, her continuous smiling is an attempt to overcome the ache and fear inside her heart. क्योंकि उसके अपने मन में भी डर है, एक पेन है जो कि वो फील कर रही है, और उस एक और उस पेन को, उस फियर को दूर करने के लिए वो continuously एक fake smile देती है मदर को, just to assure her that they will meet again, whereas she herself knew this thing, that she might not meet her mother again. Clear? Next question, Prashansa, please unmute
Yes,
yourself.
ma'am.
Where is the poetess going and who is with her?
The poetess is going to Cochin Airport from her parents' home, and she is sitting beside her mother, who is dozing and her mouth is open.
Yes, the poetess is driving from her parents' home to the Cochin airport. Her mother has come to see her daughter off. She is sitting beside her and dozing with her mouth open. The word driving and doze provide a good contrast. They give images of dynamic activity or passivity respectively. Whereas ड्राइविंग एंड डोज दोनों कंपैरिजन में आ रहे हैं, एक चीज एक्टिविटी को शो कर रही है और दूसरी पैसिविटी को शो कर रही है. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, माधुर गाबा. Madhur Gaba, please unmute yourself. No, Devyanshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Why does Kamla Das describe the young trees as sprinting?
Kamala Das compares the vigor and vitality as well as energy of young trees with the energy of her mother, who was sitting beside her and were dozing, and who was dozing with her mouth open. And the sprinting trees symbolize the enthusiasm and energy of young children. And Kamala Das says that her mother has lost that vitality and is about to die.
Yes. Now, there is one more question, Prashansa. Why does the poetess put the thought away and looks outside?
Um, when the poet looks at her mother's face, she feels very sad and her mind is filled with the painful thoughts. So she thinks of driving that thoughts away from her mind, and she looks outside at the trees sprinting and the children coming back
Yes, the
to
poetess.
contrast between the inactivity of life and activity.
Yes. The poetess' old mother is sitting beside her. She's dozing with her mouth open. Her face looks pale and faded. She looks lifeless, like a corpse. And actually, she gives an image of passivity, decay, and death. The poetess needs a distraction, a change. So she looks outside where she gets a picture of life, happiness, and activity, just to divert her attention, to put the negative thought of her mother's death away from her mind. Clear? Now, if you have any doubt regarding this poem, you can ask your question. Anyone having any doubt?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, please explain significance of parting words once again.
Parting words that shows the fear and ache in the mind of the poetess. She is having fear that she might not meet her mother again, but just to give assurance to her mother, she says, "See you soon, Amma." So that the mother should be cheerful, she should feel happy, she should not have that negative idea of not meeting her daughter again. Whereas the daughter knew this thing that she might not meet her mother again, and she gives a fake smile. That's why it is repeated, smile and smile and smile. And she gives assurance to the mother by saying, "See you soon, Amma." Whereas in reality, she knows that she might not meet her mother again. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, any other doubt? Now let's discuss about the notice writing. I told you with the poem, you must come with the tips or the format of the notice writing, how to write the notice. Yes, Harleen Kaur, can you share some tips for the notice writing? Harleen Kaur, please unmute yourself. Give some important points for the notice writing. What should be taken care while writing a notice?
Always give the relevant information about the topic, and you should be clear and straightforward in writing the
Yes.
notice.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
notice must be placed in a box.
Yes.
Um, we should remember to write date, time, and venue.
Hmm.
The word notice should be written in a capital words.
Yes.
And at last, we have to end the notice by writing it by signature, name, and designation.
Yes. Yes. Anything, Navjot, which she has left? Navjot Kaur, any point which she has left? Divyanshi?
Ma'am, about the date that is to be written on top corner, top
And
left corner.
how it should be written in the expanded form, not in contracted form. It should be written in the expanded form. Okay, please listen once again. What main characteristics should be there for writing a notice? For the format, it includes the word notice in capital, then date in the expanded form, heading, it can be written in bold, or the first letter of each word should be in the capital, the writer's name and designation at the end. That is all included in the format, which will have only 1 mark. Clear? Then content part, it must answer the questions what, when, where, how, etc. जो भी टॉपिक दिया गया है वो क्या टॉपिक है, किसके बारे में आप नोटिस लिख रहे हो, when मीन्स कब वो इवेंट है या कोई भी आप नोटिस दे रहे हो किस चीज के लिए है, कब हो रहा है, when उसके टाइमिंग्स, डेट एक्सेट्रा, where मीन्स वेन्यू कहाँ पर हो रहा है, एंड हाउ मीन्स व्हाई इट इज बीइंग सेलिब्रेटेड एंड हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू have it. Then expression, third top point is expression. It relates to the overall organization and relevance of the content as well as grammatical accuracy and fluency. In the expression part, it is added that how you are framing the sentences, what is the sentence construction, and what you are writing, whether it is relevant to the topic or grammatically it should be correct with the spellings. Clear? This is all taken in the expressions. So what should be remembered while writing a notice for a school or college notice board? It must contain complete information. The order of presentation should be clear. State the purpose of notice clearly. Content should include all necessary informations, that is for a meeting, the time, venue, date, and agenda. Use impersonal language. Note down, very important point. Use impersonal language, that is third person. Avoid using I and you in exceptional cases. Clear? Give the designation of the writer just below the signature. The date of writing notice is generally put at the top. Then observe the word limit. If you exceed it, you will get a negative marking. Sometimes it happens. So adhere to the word limit that is given to you, that is 50 words. Clear? You are told to write the notice in the 50 words only. So you must be adhere to that only. Don't cross the limits. It can be 4-5 words less or more, but not too much कि आप 50 को 100 बना दो. That should not be. It should be within the word limit that is asked to you. And now you know that you have only 3 marks for this notice writing and advertisement and the invitation. These two questions that you will have in the subjective part will be of 3 marks each, and one is for the format, one for the content, and one is given for the expression. So go accordingly. The word limit should not cross. Clear?